Good evening, everybody. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all today for a special occasion. It's special in many ways because this is a program by Nardagan Sabha with another special organization, special for Nardagan Sabha, that is Simana, the Carnatic Music Association of North America. And the occasion is to launch a special composer, Dr. V.Ramaswami, introduce a new composer. Simana and Nardagan Sabha have a very long relationship. From the time Simana was started, and the reason for that special relationship is Dr. V. Ramaswamy and his wife, Dr. Soundaram Ramaswamy. Every year, I remember for the past about 35-40 years, they've been taking artists from Chennai. Prominent Carnatic musicians have been touring North America. And in those days, my father and my uncle, my father's elder brother, they used to give letters of recommendation to the artists to first get them a US visa. So that's how it started. And the first time they awarded the Sangeeta Sagara Award to Shamangudi Mama, that was also in Nardagan Sabha because he wouldn't travel abroad. So the award was presented to Shamangudi Mama in Chennai, and later awards to MS, D.K. Patamal and MLV were also honored by Simana. And of course, MLV has toured a lot to North America, and under the aegis of Simana, she has given several concerts there. So I have also pleasure in welcoming Rajagopal Mama, who is the founder, so to say, of Simana. And he is responsible for what Simana is today. And also, I think, not just musicians, but also many organizations here will have to thank him for his efforts in taking Carnatic music to entire North America and thereafter to other parts of the world, even people who went from North America to Australia and other places. They later, the roots are from Simana in North America. So thanks to Rajagopal Mama for that. So we'll have the concert shortly by Sikkil Gurucharan. He'll be accompanied by J. Vaidyanathan on the mridangam and Sanjeev on the violin. I'll now call upon Dr. V. Ramaswamy to say a few words, and then we'll formally present the copy of the CD to Rajagopal Mama, and then we'll continue with the program.
Namaskaram to all the elders. Good evening and welcome. This is really a very star-studded audience. Okay, I feel extremely honored and blessed to have all of you here. I must thank Simana and the Nardagana Sabha very much for hosting this program. But as far as the CD goes, there is a little bit of a history here. I owe this concert, the CD, to Sikkil Gurucharan. Not even in my wildest dreams did I imagine that during my lifetime I'll get to hear the lyrics I have written sung on a stage like this. Mr. Gurucharan had come to our house and we were talking about, you see, our connections go back to his grandmothers who visited us, stayed with us and so on when they were on a tour. So we were talking and got to talking about compositions, and he got to see a couple of them, and he liked a couple of them extremely much. One of them is a Ragamalika. He will sing about Sita. Particularly, I will mention it and highlight it very quickly. Everybody sings the Uttarramacharitam as a praise of Rama by Lava and Kucha. and forget the fact that there was this poor lady who went through so much angst. So this whole composition is written as though Sita is complaining, telling her children, bring this man to me. I want to ask him a few questions. You'll hear that. He and his wife took a great liking to that. And similarly, for a Kalyani piece, he will sing. And he, at that time, suggested to me, Uncle, I think these are very good. I would like to pick a subset of what you have written, make a pair of CDs. I'm reminded of a story told by Sri Neyveli Santanagopalan in the US of this poor Brahmin who had his daughter who got married to a very rich boy in a neighboring village. And a year later, she had come back to the village visiting her father, was knocking on the door. Father opens the door and asks, Amma, ni yaara paaka vandirka? He couldn't even recognize her. So when Charan sent me the first cut of these songs, I couldn't even recognize they were mine. I cannot express in adequate words how much I owe to Charan for this initiative and for putting his heart and soul into making them into a set of CDs. And one other great pleasure that came out of it is, although we are releasing it today formally in India, we have released this in the US. We have raised over $11,000 for an orphanage in Karaikudi. Again, you know that I'm sure there are many children who will thank you and your colleagues for that contribution. Charan wanted Sanjeev to be his violinist. I knew he had a great pedigree. I had heard his name many times, but hadn't heard him in many concerts, probably one or two. But I trusted Charan entirely, and I'm very happy he made a wonderful choice. But very recently, we released a music video on the environment. It was a song on the environment, and that's when I realized how great Sanjeev is as an artist. I hope you people will take some time to listen to it, see that on YouTube. He has really, the way he has given the interludes and all that, it's amazing. Okay, I'm sure that he will climb great heights, and I'm very glad to be associated with Sanjeev. Mr. J. Vaidyanathan is somebody whom we know from the 80s, the very first tour of the US of Sri D.K. Jayaraman, he accompanied him. And I insisted that JV should be the mridangist for a very simple fact. Thanks to his playing for his father for years and years, he really plays for the Sahitya. I mean, and you will see that once again, okay? I think the two accompanists have embellished these pieces extremely well, and I could not have picked a better set of people. It has been God's blessings. One reason I dedicated all the proceeds to charity is because this is a God-given thing, okay? And I don't want to profit from that in any way. Many artists are here. I owe to a lot of them. A lot of names I've mentioned as people who have encouraged me all along. But I'll be really remiss if I don't mention a few people specifically. It was Sudha Raghunathan who sang my song for the first time on a stage, although it was in a wedding concert, which was an Unjal song I had written for my brother-in-law's wedding years ago. My father-in-law had requested her to sing, and she sang that piece. And I posted it. I found the original recordings after a lot of effort, and I posted it for people to listen to. A beautiful rendering. Second honor was Mr. Trichur Ramachandran. When the Venkateswara temple in Bridgewater had its Kumbhabhishekam, the first one, I had written a piece on Lord Venkateswara. I just shown it to him, saying that I might put it in their souvenir. This was just maybe about that morning, okay? At 10 o'clock, we had the concert, Kumbhabhishekam concert, and he totally surprised me by singing that piece. In Vrindavana Saranga, again, Charan will be singing it today, I hope. And the next was Mrs. Charumati Ramachandran. She sang a piece again, that Riti Gaula piece in a concert, and totally surprised me. It was totally unknown to me that she was even going to sing it. So there are so many artists who have encouraged me all along. I want to thank all of them, and I want to thank those of you who have come here for your great presence. Sangeeta Sagara Kanyakumari, okay? Our latest Sangeeta Sagara. She, Mr. Mr. Gopalakrishnan and Mr. Guruvayur Durai, right in our house, were playing around with a few of my songs, a Mohana Kalyani piece. K.S. Gopalakrishnan, right? K.S. Gopalakrishnan, flautist, okay? They were playing around. Actually, I still remember Guruvayur Durai Mama was playing on the tabletop, on the coffee tabletop, okay? Because it was very informal, okay? Suddenly she started playing around with some of the songs, and Mr. Gopalakrishnan joined in. A very memorable experience. I do have a recording of that. Someday I'm going to surprise you, putting it out, okay? All right. And there are a few people here I want to quickly recognize. One is my nephew who has traveled, and his wife who have traveled all the way from Bangalore, Arun and Vicky. Thank you very much for coming. We have a distinguished former secretary of Simana here, Mr. Chandramouli. And we also have a former president, my wife, here, hiding behind here. Now I get to the chief guest, okay, Dr. Rajagopalan. I went to the US knowing nothing about Carnatic music. I had zero training in Carnatic music of any sort. Mama one day said, come join Simana, join my committee. And I told him, Mama, Carnatic music, so no, I want some young people who can do some physical work, who can bring in some managerial kind of talent into the organization. Please come. And whatever I know about music, I owe to him. Thousands of hours I've been able to listen to great musicians. I volunteered to do the audio for Simana. I did that for many years. So that forced me to sit through those concerts. And concerts there are not like here. Exactly at 2.5 hours, the secretary comes here, chases you out of the stage. We have had concerts there which have gone over 5 hours. Okay, so I have had the pleasure of listening to thousands of hours live. I also cut the masters of those recordings, so I have to listen to them many more times. So whatever I know about music has simply come from that experience. So if you find faults, if I've not obeyed any of the, if I've, violated any of the rules of compositions or of Carnatic music, please put it in the context and do bear with me, okay? And these are not compositions I have written saying, I want to write this song. While I'm driving, some thought comes to me. Typically, it's like a Pallavi, Anupallavi, or a Charanam, or a thought. Then it's right. Sometimes I pull over on the side of the road, write it down so that I won't forget, then come home, work a little bit on that. That's how they come about. Rajagopal Mama, as I told you, the entire music community owes a lot to him. When he started Simana, there was hardly any Carnatic music in America, in the Northeast. He not only started it, 4 years later, when the association was nearly bankrupt, and members said, let's close it down, he said, no way. He challenged them, came back as president. That's when he invited me to come in with him. And when he left, he left a very strong association to the next president. We have driven, I've traveled with him, so I know, all the way from New Jersey to Vermont, which is at a border town, several hundred miles away, for a visa for an artist. So he has not just been an organizer for name's sake, he has put in horrendous amounts of physical work as well. And just as I said, listening to music of great musicians have taught me a lot. Those travels, all the conversations were about great musicians like Aryakudi, GNB, people whom he admired. And he once told me that his ambition was to become a musician himself. Okay? So, Mama, thank you very, very much. I'm very happy you're here. And this is an occasion where I want the world to know what this gentleman has given to Carnatic music. Okay, Mama, please. Mama, will you please come accept the first CD to be released here formally? I would like to request Hari Shankar to receive this as Secretary of the Naradagan Sabha. Mama, can I ask you to say a few words? Thank you.
Sabyarukalam Namaskaram. I want to thank Dr. Ramaswami and Dr. Ramaswami for having made me the chief guest for this evening's program without my knowing about it. I didn't know anything about it at all until last week or 10 days ago when Ram called me saying that he is in town and he would like to talk to me about the program he's arranged. So unfortunately, my wife has been seriously ill. I mean seriously ill, critically ill for the past 6 weeks. And Ram didn't know anything about it. So when he came, he couldn't even recognize mommy, my wife, when she was in the hospital. And I didn't know at that time too that I was going to be the chief guest this evening. Anyway, she is back home now, but she's still a long way to go in recovery. I asked Ram to excuse me for not being able to be present this evening. I told him it will be difficult for me to come this evening, but he specially requested that I should be here at least for a few minutes to share my thoughts and also bless him and his wife for the tremendous effort he's put in not only composing this music, but also finding an excellent set of musicians to go about recording it. Now going to be presenting it this evening. I want to tell you that Sikkil Gurucharan is one of my favorite musicians, and Vaidyanathan has been known to me for a long time. He has been to United States with his father. He has stayed with us for a few days, and we got to know him. And Sanjeev, I heard him several times as an accompanist. So I think he owes a lot to Kanyakumari in making him a great violinist. So I am looking forward to a concert of Ramaswami's compositions. I heard a few of them some time ago when he visited Chennai. He came to visit us and he played a few of those songs, and I found them to be amazingly good. I thought that usually people compose, some of them compose music, only the lyrics, but Ram not only composed the lyrics, but also took care to find the raga and the tala appropriate to that particular piece. So God bless Ramaswami and his family. I have known him for over 35 years, his extended family. I'm sorry I'm emotionally distraught. So there are many things I need to share with you, but my wife's situation is so critical before. Now I'm just not in a mood to make a big speech. So please forgive me if I made some mistakes in the speech, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama, and thank you all. We request you to stay on and enjoy the concert. The fact that we have several senior musicians here today who are attending this concert, it only speaks volumes about Dr. Ramaswamy and Dr. Mrs. Soundaram Ramaswamy. And I'm sure all of these artists have gone to their house in New Jersey and they've been beneficiaries of their hospitality. So thank you all, and stay on for the concert. Thank you.